Hey guys, Jez here. If you're a man over 50 and you feel stiff, sore, or like your body's slowing down, you're in the right place. What most men don't realize is that this isn't just getting older. It's a specific inflammation pattern that builds up over time. It even has a name, inflammaging. The good news is that once you understand what's driving this inflammation, you can calm it down and feel better without jumping straight to medication. In this video, I'll explain what's actually going on, and I'll give you what I call the anti-inflammation blueprint. It's a simple 4-step framework that works with your body instead of fighting against it. Before we talk about what to do, we need to get clear on what's actually happening inside the body after 50. Most men are taught that inflammation only shows up when you're injured or sick, but the stiffness, the soreness, and slow recovery most men notice later in life comes from low-grade inflammation that builds quietly over years. After 50, several normal body systems start changing at the same time. It's like the perfect storm. First, muscle mass gradually declines if it isn't deliberately maintained. Muscle isn't just for strength or to fill out your shirt, it's one of the body's main anti-inflammatory tissues. So when muscle activity drops, inflammation has fewer places to be absorbed and regulated. Second, testosterone levels typically fall. One of testosterone's lesser-known roles is helping keep inflammation in check. So as T levels decline, inflammation rises. Third, many men start to carry more visceral fat. It's that deep belly fat that accumulates around the internal organs. Now, unlike fat under the skin, visceral fat is metabolically active. It continuously releases inflammatory compounds into the bloodstream, keeping the immune system switched on high alert. And finally, joints and connective tissue lose hydration and elasticity, and that makes everyday movement, not through injury, just normal use, more likely to trigger irritation and inflammation. To top it off, your immune system becomes slightly more reactive, while its ability to resolve inflammation slows down. The result isn't dramatic pain, it's morning stiffness, slower recovery, tight joints, energy that doesn't quite bounce back. And this can happen even if you're eating reasonably well and staying active. This is where a lot of men draw the wrong conclusion, either that they've failed or that it's all downhill from here. And the reality is neither of those things is true. This isn't about failure, and it isn't about fighting your biology. It's about understanding how the body system changes and learning how to work with it instead of against it. Because inflammation after 50 isn't driven by one thing, it's a system-level issue. The key thing to understand is this: you don't need to fix everything at once. You need to focus on a small number of leverage points that influence inflammation throughout your body. And when you address them in the right order, inflammation starts to settle naturally. So here's the framework. Step 1, muscle signal. Muscle is one of the body's most powerful anti-inflammatory tools. When muscles contract, they send signals that improve blood sugar control, they calm visceral fat, and they reduce inflammatory activity. And this step isn't about brutal workouts. It's about stimulating your muscles so they're sending the right anti-inflammatory messages. Get this right, and everything else works better. Step 2, inflammatory inputs. The next step is reducing the constant inflammatory load coming into your body, and that's mainly from food and alcohol. The fact is, what you're putting into your body is either stoking the flames of inflammation or calming them down. You don't need perfection here, just reducing the daily triggers that are keeping your immune system on high alert. Step 3, visceral fat. Visceral fat acts like an inflammation factory. When it's active, inflammation stays elevated everywhere else. So the important point is that visceral fat responds well to some simple lifestyle choices, not punishment. When muscle activity improves and inflammatory inputs come down, visceral fat becomes much easier to sort out. Step 4 is recovery, especially sleep. Inflammation doesn't fully resolve when your body is constantly on alert. It resolves during deep, predictable recovery. When you're stressing less and sleeping better, that's when your system actually resets. Once you understand the 4 steps, the biggest mistake most guys make is going too hard or trying to do everything perfectly at once. And it's just not necessary, plus it usually backfires. This isn't about perfection, it's about heading in the right direction. And if you apply the steps in the right order, even imperfectly, your system starts sorting itself out. So here's the sequence to remember. Muscle first, inflammatory inputs second, visceral fat third, recovery last. And when those 4 work together, inflammation stops being something you fight. it becomes something your body naturally regulates. This is what doing well and staying strong after 50 actually looks like. It's not ignoring your body, but it's not fighting it either. It's understanding the system and working with it. I'm going to break down each of these steps in more detail in the next videos so you can apply them simply and sustainably, so stick around. And remember, getting older is inevitable, but getting old, that's a choice. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.